Hi there gorgeous, hope you're having a fabulous day. In today's video, I am showing you a full face tutorial using only Urban Decay cosmetics. And just so you know, today's video is being sponsored by Urban Decay, so very special thank you to them for sponsoring today's video. I'm going to do a holiday look with neutral-ish eyes, red lips. We'll see what we get. Just gonna play around and have some fun. First thing I'm going to do is apply an eyeshadow primer. So I am using the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. This is the original formula. While I'm waiting for that to dry, I will show you the palette that I'm going to be using. Haven't used this one in a while. Dun, dun, dun. Naked Cherry. It's been a hot minute since I've used this one, but I love it. And I'm going to attempt to use only the neutral shades in here for the eyes. I may combine it up with one of my most favorite single eyeshadows from Urban Decay. This is the one called Midnight Cowboy, which anytime I can find an excuse to use this, I do. So the first shade I'll use from this palette is the one called Feels. It's a light mauve at the top. And I'll use this as a transition shade, so I'm applying it directly into the crease. A very light application with this one. I don't want this to be super noticeable. It's just basically there to help create a nice blend. I'm taking a blending shade that matches my skin tone, and I really want to sheer this out, so I'm going over it with that blending shade so that it diffuses it. I don't know if it's gonna come across on the microphone, but if you just heard Gia crying, she's having a pretty rough day today, so I just feel so bad for her today. I don't know what's wrong. She's just having a bad day. She's in good hands though, don't worry. Next shade that I'm taking from this palette is the one called Privacy. This is the really deep brown at the end, and this is truly pigmented. So I'm really not going to take much of it. I more or less want to not conceal, but go over the initial crease color that I applied, because I want this color to be a little bit more upfront. I don't know how really to describe this to you. I'm wanting to cancel the pinks, put it that way. I want this to be a more neutral look. So the way that I'm thinking about this is that the first crease color goes on to help diffuse the darkness of the next color I'm using, because it's a really dark color. If I were to use it all by itself, it could be too much. And so I'm trying to use that first shade to help fade it a little bit. I'm hoping that makes sense. I hope. If you're darker than me, by the way, you can use this brown shade on its own in the crease and it would look phenomenal. I just need a little bit of help because it's a bit dark on me. I'm almost getting the effect that I want, but not quite there yet. So I'm going back to my original Naked palette and I'm taking the eyeshadow called Buck, which this palette is not available anymore, but you can still buy the eyeshadow single called Buck. Just FYI for you there. And I'm using that on the top to help fade out those pinky tones and make it a little bit more neutral here. The perfectionist in me would want to go back and delete this footage completely and then start over and just use the dark brown and the Buck shade, but I'm gonna leave it the way it is because this is a good way to fix a look when it's starting to go the wrong way. And sometimes I feel like that's helpful too. I'm back with that Privacy shade again, and I'm going to focus it on the outer third of the lid. And I will also apply, you can see how pigmented this is. You really don't need much when you're using it. Also apply this to the inner third. So we're gonna do a halo look here. And now we're gonna use the Midnight Cowboy shade. And the way that I love to apply this is I get the brush wet and then apply it on the eyes. And that not only helps it to stick better, but it also eliminates fallout and it just looks more vibrant too. Not that this eyeshadow needs any help, but it's a personal thing. I'm taking the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray and I am spritzing the brush with that. And then I'm applying that shade directly on the middle of the lid. Yes. Ah, I love this eyeshadow. Oh, it's amazing. It has the perfect amount of sparkle. It's the most beautiful color. Light neutral. It leans somewhat pink too if you combine it up with red-based shades. It's one of those shades that transforms depending on which other colors you're pairing it up with. And then once that's dry, I go back with a blending brush generally, and I'll go over the edges to get rid of harsh lines. Gorgeous! Okay, and for the eyeliner, I'm using the 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in the shade Perversion. This is a waterproof black eyeliner. So easy to apply. Very little pressure needed with this one. And so I'll apply it on the waterline. And then for the upper lash line, I'm taking their Perversion waterproof eye pen. I think I want to do a wing with this look, I think. Yes, let's do a wing. Very easy to apply, very little pressure needed. You just have to be really, really careful not to blink because it's so easy to make a mistake with it. But look at that level of pigment you get with it. It's crazy good. A little wing out here. Gosh, that was so easy. I can't get over it. It looks amazing. For the brows, I'm using their Brow Blade. This is a waterproof pencil and an ink stain in one, so you get two different kinds of brow products in this pencil. The shade that I'm using here is called Ginger Snap. So I'm taking the ink stain side first, and I'm going to draw hair-like strokes through the brows. This is just like the eyeliner I just showed you. It's incredibly pigmented, and you need the lightest hand when you're applying this product. So when I'm using this pen, I usually will fill in the beginning of the brow with the ink side, and then I'll go back with the pencil side and fill in the rest, only because I like that it gives those brow-like hairs on the inner corner. I'm gonna go back and brush through the brows, and it does take a little bit of practice when you're using the ink stain side, and it's a bit of a learning curve to it, but once you get a feel for it and you practice with it, the results are absolutely beautiful. And now that I have the face completely done, I am going to go ahead and apply the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. I love applying my setting spray with a brush. I've talked about this so many times before. This does not come from me, by the way. This is a tip I learned from a makeup artist that I tried out, and it's been the way I've done it ever since. So you just spritz the brush with the spray and then apply it to your face. And what I love about this method is that you're not getting it in your eyes. Oh gosh, I can't tell you how many times I've gotten setting spray in my eyes. You are not making your mascara run. Yeah, I feel like this is a much better application method. So if you've not tried it, you got to give it a shot. And to finish everything up here, for the lips, I'm using Urban Decay's Bad Blood. This is one of their comfort matte lipsticks. Great amount of pigment, very easy to apply, and it's one of those universal red shades that is adaptable to a wide variety of different skin tones and complexions. This one is not matte in terms of how a matte liquid lipstick would be, so it's not going to dry out your lips, but it does have a matte appearance. So if you like that kind of finish, you would love this shade and this formula for that matter. It's a very comfortable formula to wear. Hope you enjoyed today's tutorial and that it gave you some inspiration for your own holiday looks this year. And if you are interested in any of the products that I used to create this look today, I'll have everything listed and linked for you below. Additionally, I want to let you know that there is a 15% coupon code when you use my name. It'll appear somewhere on the screen here for you. I'll also have the information for you below in the description box so you can shop Urban Decay, save some money, get some great quality makeup, either as gifts or something for yourself. Thank you so much for being here, for taking the time to watch, and I look forward to seeing you again next time.